Hiyo makosa tutarekebisha kwa sababu universal health coverage is a must do, because indeed it will make the difference and make sure no citizen is left behind.
His remarks contrasted with earlier statements from his administration, which had dismissed the clergy's concerns as misleading and unfounded.
Na juzi nilipata salamu kutoka maaskofu wetu ya barua. So mimi nafikiri ndio nikamilishe kesho, nafikiri nitatafuta mahali ya kwenda ibada ya Jumapili katika kanisa Katoliki ndio iwe complete.
Want to thank the Catholic Church for sponsoring numerous educational, health, water, and other projects that have gone a long way in improving the quality of life and the living standards of the people of Kenya.
Impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was also in attendance but sat away from the VIP section together with the section of elected leaders considered his allies.
At this moment also to recognize our former Deputy President who is also here. Thank you.
In spite of his sitting position and lack of opportunity to address the congregation, his influence was evident as every recognition of his presence was met with loud applause and cheering. Brian Amoai, K24.
The Catholic faithful in Embu gathered for the consecration of Bishop Peter Kimani Ndungu, marking a new chapter for the Diocese of Embu. The event was graced by clergy and community leaders at the Sacred Heart Cathedral in Embu. Accepting his new stature, Kimani says he will do his best to do God's work. Bishop Peter Kimani Ndungu, a distinguished clergyman, brings decades of service to his new role. Born in 1966 in Kamushege Village, Kiambu County, he began his religious journey at the Queen of Apostles Junior Seminary. He later pursued advanced theological studies at the Apostles of Jesus Major Seminary and earned a bachelor's in sacred theology. Ordained as a priest in 1995, Bishop Kimani has served in various capacities, including as a parish priest and the national chaplain for Kenya.
Kwa muda mrefu sana, rafiki wa dhati, mtu wa haki, mtu mpole, mtu wa heshima, mtu ambaye ana utu, na mimi sina shaka wenzangu wa Embu mmepata kiongozi ambaye atakuwa mtu wa kuchunga masilahi ya wale ambaye anaongoza.
And today you will be made into the Bishop of Embu. But always keep in mind that you are not the bishop for a particular group of people, so to say one tribe or a particular mountain or a particular class, or a particular conviction. When made a bishop, you're always bishop of the Universal Church.
Today, as the fourth bishop of the Diocese of Embu, your love and your commitment and your fatherly care to the church in Kenya has now ensured that all the dioceses in the country have shepherds for the flock of Christ. May God bless you immensely, Your Excellency.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has called on leaders to respect and be tolerant with each other. The Speaker also dissuaded leaders against mudslinging each other in public. He and other leaders spoke at the burial ceremony of former Kimilili MP Suleiman Murunga in Lutoni Village constituency, Bungoma County.
National Assembly leader Moses Wetangula was among those who attended former Kimilili MP Suleiman Murunga's burial in Bungoma County. Wetangula said leaders ought to be a reflection of a community.
As leaders, I want to encourage us. Let's not stand and belittle others in the face of the public. And the least we can do is to respect them, by conducting ourselves with dignity and respect.
Wetangula called on Western Kenya leaders, irrespective of their political affiliation, to rally behind him, saying their unity of purpose is a sure way of achieving regional development and hopefully the presidency in future.
And me, if I want to lead this country one day, I want everybody, including Eugene Wamunyinyi Mwez, to stand with me and behind me. I cannot go out there and make friendship. I want us to be one. For Wamalwa to become the deputy president, vice president of the Republic of Kenya, we all stood behind him.
Yule ambaye ameshika steering ya kuongoza watu wetu kwa sasa ni wewe speaker. Tunakuombea afya njema. Ukiona kitu iko huko mbele, usiaibike. Chukua, irudishe hapa kwangu, irudishe kwa Mheshimiwa Jack, ipatie mheshimiwa yoyote, turudishie watu wetu.
Tumepata bahati tena kuwa na speaker wa National Assembly from this area. Let us build him. Let us build what we have. This is what we have kama watu wa kutoka eneo hili.
There are no permanent enemies and no permanent friends. There are only permanent interests.
Opposition leaders, allied to the DAPK party, hit out at the government, Raila Odinga, and the ODM party. The leaders accused Odinga of leaving Kenyans on their own to join the government, thereby weakening the opposition.
Watu wa ODM, mkiwa mnasema ukweli, kama kweli baba anasema na believe in mambo ya oversight, mbona aliuzia Ruto wale wa ODM wake members wake kwenda kule? Lazima tuambiane ukweli. So you cannot talk about the issues to do with the oversight when you are still giving your members, unawapatia una hand over kwa rais ati sasa wamsaidie kupush agenda ya mambo ya shasha hapa yenye wanasema hapa.
Muliona viongozi wa Kikatoliki wakasema. Na mimi naomba serikali. Saa hii kuna ile spirit ya broad based government. Tunaomba serikali yale mambo ya bishops wa Kikatoliki walisema. Serikali iwasikize. Msiwaanze kuwarushia maneno wale mabishop.
But I've listened to lies here, uongo. Paka nashindwa.
Bungoma Governor Kenneth Lusaka castigated opposition leaders who are against the new health insurance, saying the MPs had an opportunity to make changes in parliament before passing the new law and should stop lamenting and misleading the public.
It inaitwa sha, she, shift, it does not work. Haifanyi kazi. Haifanyi kazi.
Mimi nimekuwa sio mwanasiasa sana. But I've listened to lies here, uongo. Paka nashindwa what is going on. Hii mambo tunaongea ya health insurance ilipigwa kura kule bunge. It was voted for by members of parliament. Sasa ukikuja hapa useme ni mbaya, why did you vote for it? So lazima tuambie watu wetu ukweli. Kama kuna shida iende kurekebishwa because it could have challenges vile imekuja, lakini don't disown it na nyinyi ndio mliwapigia kura.
The former Kimilili member of parliament Suleiman Kasuti Murunga died on the 31st of last month. He served as MP between 2013 and 2017.
Of governing our plan.
John Makuba, K24 TV.
Stakeholders at the Tea Board of Kenya, TBK, have called for the adoption of a climate change mechanism in a bid to protect the industry. On the last day of the Tea Summit in Mombasa, researchers have called for funding to spearhead more research on climate issues. According to tea experts, this sector has started feeling the pinch of changes in weather patterns and an increase of pests.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has pledged to drive reforms in the tea sector, aiming to increase Kenya's foreign earnings from the industry to 211 billion shilling.
I assure you, President Ruto and all of us, we will succeed in reforming the tea sector.
Speaking at the official opening of the Kenya Tea Centenary celebration in Mombasa County, Kindiki highlighted the importance of revitalizing tea factories and addressing climate change challenges as key factor in transforming the multi-billion shilling sector. This marked the Deputy President's first official engagement since his swearing in.
We can mitigate and adapt our production processes to make sure that we minimize the effects of climate change in the quality of our tea.
During his speech, Kindiki outlined the government's strategy to strengthen the tea sector by eliminating the role of middlemen and brokers.
Government will continue working with the stakeholders on market expansion for tea to new and emerging markets, while at the same time developing the traditional market.
In the last 100 years, tea has moved from where it started. Currently, we are almost talking about 600 million kilograms of tea.
What we are doing in legislative approach is to make money within the subsectors so that we do not have to rely on the exchequer funding.
Our industry can only continue to thrive if we capture the interest of modern, young audiences.
George Nzwili, head of digital channels at MediaMax Limited, representing the company CEO, called for the adoption of technology such as e-commerce and artificial intelligence to boost tea marketing.
Let's use chatbots and virtual assistants. Let's get feedback from our clients. Let's get consumers actually interacting with us. We have predictive analytics. When someone buys from your e-commerce platform, for example, you already have their data. Next time when they're coming in, you know what side they lean in or what else you can offer them.
Bonfas Msangi, K24, Mombasa.
A broken heart, an unfortunate situation to find yourself in. From the disappointment of a separation, a broken heart has created poets, writers, and singers. Medics warn that the emotional trauma could be a symptom or a mild version of a broken heart syndrome, medically known as Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. As Electin Odera found out, while it mimics the symptoms of a heart attack, such as chest pain and shortness of breath, it is distinct in its cause and progression.
Not commonly talked about, but a condition that could be life-threatening if not diagnosed early and managed effectively: broken heart syndrome. A name that sounds poetic, but its impact can be profound.
Because there are so many kinds of broken hearts. Even, for instance, when you lose someone, you feel like a part of you has left you.
Recently heard during the impeachment proceedings of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Dr. Joyce Mitei, a cardiologist at Machakos Level 5 Hospital, explains.
It presents with severe chest pain that is similar to that of a heart attack, and most commonly it is confused for a heart attack. And as I've said, it is triggered by intense emotional or physical stress, such as grief from a death of probably a loved one.
Mimi sijasikia, but lakini kuna kitu nafikiria ni kama hiyo kitu kuna mahali nilisikia.
No, I've never heard of it, but the first time I heard it, it was during this Rigigi's case. But the normal heartbreaks which have ever been, which I know of, it's the relationship thing.
An American medical journal highlights that about 2% of patients who visit a doctor for a suspected heart attack may actually have broken heart syndrome. However, the real number might be higher due to underreporting. Interestingly, 89% of the reported cases involve women, particularly after menopause.
As compared to that of heart attack is better because the patient is able to gain full recovery and go back to their normal activities and within a few weeks and months.
Broken heart syndrome serves as a stark reminder of the intricate link between our emotions and our physical health. In a world filled with stresses, perhaps a little more care for ourselves and each other could save more than just broken hearts. Electin Odera, K24 TV.
Well, I hope from wherever you're watching us, you do not have a broken heart syndrome. On that note, we take our very first break here on Evening Edition. More stories to come. Do stay with us.
to the future. The future